Hello, if you are on a Clic 9, you're in the right place. We're going to quickly go over some of the questions that are coming up on your sheet. Okay, for Clic 9, you are asked to do some questions that are, they're never going to give you something that simple, but what is 9 add 3? 9 add 3 is 12, but they don't give you 9 add 3 in Clic 9, they give you 90 add 30, so I've made them 10 times bigger, so that's got to be 10 times bigger. And in fact, they're not even going to give you something that simple. They're going to give you 900 by 300. 900 add 300 is 1,200. Okay, so let's use that strategy to have a go at this. What is 6? Oh, no, I don't want it there because I'm going to make it harder, aren't I? Let's go for 6. What's 6 add 5? Well, I know 6 add 5 is a near double. So 6 add 5 would be 5 add 5 is 10, add 1 is, it's 11. But they're never going to give you something that simple. They're going to give you something like 600 add 500. They're going to make it 100 times bigger. So 11 made 100 times bigger is 1,100. Let's have one more go. Well, let's go for 7 add 5. 7 add 5 is 12, but I'm going to make it not just 10 times bigger, I'm going to make it 100 times bigger. Oh yeah, 2, 3, I'll put a comma in. Okay. Now I'm going to go one step further. Let's do this, let's go for 8 add 5 equals, what's 8 add 5? 8 add 5 is 13. Ready? I'm not just going to ask you what 8 add 5 is, I'm going to ask you what 80 add 5 is. 80 not add 5, 80 add 50 is, so if 80 and 50 are 10 times bigger, the answer's got to be 10 times bigger. If I make it 100 times bigger, the answer's got to be 100 times bigger. And then if I make it 1,000 times bigger, oh my word, 2, 3 zeros, 2, 3 zeros. I've got to make it 1,000 times bigger, so 1, 2, 3 zeros. And wow, because this is such a mouthful and an eyeful to say, I'm going to use commas. And commas, what's the rule of commas? You bundle them in threes, don't you? So 1, 2, 3, and then you put a comma in. So the answer to 8,000 add 5,000 is 13,000. Okay, so that's one of the questions they're going to ask you. Okay, next questions is double and half. So I would like you to double, I'd like you to double 18. And for this, we're going to partition the 18 into an 8. And that looks like a 1, but it's not. It's a 10. Now we're doubling. Doubling means you add an 18 and an 18 together. So we need to make 2 of them. So what's double 8? Double 8 is 16. What is double 10? Double 10 is 20. And then we need to add them together. Now for this, it's a little bit tricky, but you're on Clic 9, so you're ready for it. What's 20 add that 10 there? 20 add that 10 makes 30. And don't forget the 6. So it's 36. Okay, so well done, we've doubled it. Let's have a go at another one. Let's double this time. Let's double, we'll go for 27. First step is to partition it. Now that is a 7, and that looks like a 2, but it's not. It's a it's 20, and we're doubling, aren't we? So we've got to double. What's double 7? Double 7 is 14. What's double 20? Double 20. Well, what's double 2? Double 2 is 4. Make it 10 times bigger. So it would be double 2 is 4. So double 20 is 40. Let's add them together. Ready? So I know I've got 4 10s, 40. if I took my 40 and I added another 10 to it, if I added that 10 to it, I would get 50, wouldn't I? I'd get 50, but don't forget the 4. So it's not 50, it's 54. Whoops, I've gone off the end. There we go. Okay, so that's how we double. And sometimes, though, they don't ask you to double, they ask you to halve things. Let's have a look at halving. So they could give you the number. They could give you the number 64. They'd say half 64. The first thing you do is partition it. We know that's 4 because it's 4 ones. We know that's, oh, it looks like a 6, doesn't it? But it's not. It's 60. And then we've got to halve it, haven't we? So here we go. What's half of 4? Half of 4 is half means split into 2 equal parts. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 60. Well, let's cover it up. What would half of 6 be? Half of 6 would be 3. So half of 60 would be 30. And then we've got to add them together. So what is 30? Add 2. 30 add 2 is 32. So half of 64 is 32. Right, let's do one more. Let's go for half of 87, not 87, 88. So the first step is to, what's that called? Partition it. This is an 8 because it's 8 ones. That is, it looks like an 8, but it's not. It's 80, well done. Now we've got to say half, haven't we? Half means split in half. So what's half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. And what's half of 80? Well, let's pretend it's 8. What's half of 8 again? Half of 8 is 4. So half of 80, 10 times bigger, would be 40. And we've got to add them together. What's 40 add 4? 40 add 4 is 44. So half of 88 is 44. Okay, that's another question on Clic 9. Another question on Clic 9 is friends to 100. So you know that if they ask you something like this, 100 take away 71 equals, I don't know, it's a friend to 100 one. And we do these sums by using the sword method. Do you remember? Oh yeah, which number do we start with though? Well, it can't be that one. And it can't be that one because I don't know it. So it's got to be the 71. So we put the 71 there, don't we? Do you remember this? Oh, I remember now. You ask here, what goes with 1 to make 10? What goes with 1 to make 10? Because this side you are making 10. So what goes with 1 to make 10? And it's 9. I think, yeah, that's 9. That's 10, cool. But this side here, you ask yourself, what goes with 7 tens to make 9 tens? So what goes with 7 tens to make 9 tens? 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens. Oh, it's 2 tens. So 71 and 29 go together to make 100. They're friends to 100. So the answer is going to be, well, 100 is what they equal. That's 71. So it's got to be 29. Okay, so we're using the sword method. I call it a sword method because it looks like a sword. Right, let's have another go at this. Sometimes they give you friends to 100 with a sum like this. So let's say something, I don't know, add, we'll go for 28 equals 100. And I can see that this is a friends to 100 one. So something at 28 equals 100. Because it's a friends to 100, I'm going to use the sword method. Which number am I going to put in my sword? It can't be that one. And I know that's the answer. I know it equals 100, so it's got to be 28. So I'll put my 28 there. This side has got to equal 10. So what goes with 8 to make 10 ones? 8 ones add 2 ones makes 10 ones. And with this side, I've got to make 9 tens. So what goes with 2 tens to get to 9 tens? What goes with 2 to get to 9? I know it's 7, because 2 add 7 makes 9. Got it. So 28 and 72 are friends to 100. So I've got 28 there. So this must go in there, 72. Okay, right guys, have a go at these. I'm going to say 19 add something equals 100. Pause the video and have a go at doing that. You'll need to use the sword method. Okay. Finally, on Clic 9, I'd like you to have a go at these. So we've got 54 times by 10 equals. To do this, you need a place value grid. So we need to do our ones, our tens, and our hundreds. Okay. And we put 54 in here. So where does 54 go? Well, I've got 4 ones, which go 4 ones. 4 ones go there, and that looks like a 5, but I know it's 5 tens. It's a 50, and the 5 tens go there. Okay, so 54 in a place value grid looks like that. We need to make the 4 10 times bigger, and the 5 tens, the 50, 10 times bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the digits one place that way and make them bigger. The 4 ones now become 4 tens. The 5 tens now become 5 hundreds. But we've got a problem because there's a blank space here. We've got to put something there. We're not allowed to leave this free. It's got to have something in it. So we actually put a 0 there as a placeholder. So 54 times by 10 becomes 540. Okay. Right, let's have a look at another one. This time let's go for 62 times by 10. We need to make 62 10 times bigger. Right, let's draw our place value grid. We've got hundreds, tens and ones. Da, 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 da. That's place value grid. And I've got to put 62 into it, haven't I? So here we go, 62. Well, that's 2 ones. And that's 6 tens. So 62 is 6 tens and 2 ones. Happy so far? Now I'm going to make it 10 times bigger by moving my digits that way. And I'm going to, poof, like a magic trick, make them 10 times bigger. So 2 ones becomes 2 tens. I made it 10 times bigger. And 6 tens, poof, becomes 6 hundreds when you make it 10 times bigger. And I'm not allowed to leave this ones column bare. So I need to put a placeholder in. I need to put a 0 in. And now 62, when it's 10 times bigger, becomes 620. There we go, like a magic trick. So I'm going to give you an example now. Have a go at this one. It's going to be 74 times by 10. Pause the video, have a go, tell me what the answer is. Right guys, if you can do timesing by 10, you can do dividing by 10. And dividing by 10 means to make it 10 times smaller. So dividing something by 10 makes it 10 times smaller. It's going to get smaller, not bigger. So they're going to give you something like 720 divided by 10. You're going to make it 10 times smaller equals. Well, like before, you've got to do your place value grid. Here goes. Here's my ones. Here's my hundreds. Oh, not hundreds. Here's my ones, my tens. There are my hundreds. And I need to write 720 in my place value grid. So here goes. I've got 700s. I've got 2 tens. I've got no ones. Now this time, when I make it 10 times smaller, I'm not going to move my digits that way because that makes them bigger. I'm going to move them that way to make them smaller. Right, here goes. I'm going to make you smaller, guys. Let's start with the 2 tens. The 2 tens, when you make them smaller, the 2 tens become 2 ones. And the 700s become 7 tens. And I've moved them to make them smaller. Now, I've got a blank here, but a blank here is okay. I don't need a place value holder because it would, firstly, it would look a bit weird, 072. But I don't need a placeholder there. I only need a placeholder when there's something missing this side of the digits. So let's see what I did. I did 720. I made it 10 times smaller. I divided it by 10. And I ended up with 72. So the answer is 72. Rightio. Let's have a look at another one. This time let's go for 640 divided by 10. Let's make it 10 times smaller. Let's draw my place value grid. Here we go. That's a 1. They're my tens. They're my hundreds. I put my 640 in, so I've got 600s, 4 tens and no ones. And when I make it smaller this time, I move the digits that way to make them smaller. So my 4 tens gets smaller and becomes 4 ones. My 600s become smaller and become 6 tens. I don't need a placeholder here because the rules say I don't need one. So my 640 becomes 64. Guys, have a go at this one on your own. Pause the video and when you've got the answer, carry on. Okay, have a go at your Clic 9 sheet and try and post it to me if you've finished. Have a go at that one. Don't forget to draw your place value grid because that explains what you're doing.